For an easy-to-serve appetizer or for a light meal, we're wrapping a filling of sautéed vegetables and ground pork in lettuce leaves. Prepared in a skillet and seasoned with fabulous flavors of chili and hoisin sauces, the recipe for fresh pork lettuce wraps is simple to follow. Kimberly Green, home economist and registered dietitian, will show us how to wrap up this dish and will unwrap some tips on cooking with ground pork. Today we're in the kitchen with Ontario pork. Kimberly, it looks like we're Asian inspired today. What are we cooking up?
That's right, Tracy. Well, we're making fresh Ontario pork lettuce wraps, and lettuce wraps are a really popular item right now.
Well, it sounds yummy. So what type of pork are we looking for?
These are made with fresh Ontario lean ground pork, and you just find that in your grocery store in the meat case beside the other ground meats.
How do we get started? Should we have this on medium or low?
Yeah, let's put it on medium. So we just start with 1 teaspoon of oil and a teaspoon of chili garlic sauce, which is something that you can buy in your grocery store, usually in the Asian or ethnic food aisle.
Okay.
And you just heat that just a little bit, just to get it till you can sort of smell the nice garlic smell. Just give it a little stir around.
Okay. And
then once that's heated a little bit, we add 2 tablespoons of freshly minced ginger.
Wow, that's a great smell.
Very fragrant. And then we're going to just add our lean ground pork in there and brown it. So I'll just add that right in there.
And how long are we browning this for?
Probably about 4 or 5 minutes.
Should there be a hint of pink with the ground pork? Because I know with some of the other pork cuts we leave it slightly pink.
With ground pork, you want to cook it thoroughly till there's no pink, and that's the same for all ground meats as well as sausage.
Okay. Is the ground meat higher in fat?
Well, all lean ground meats are about the same amount of fat, about 17% fat, and that's the same for anything that's labeled lean. That's kind of good news most people don't know about.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you're cooking it, you're using your spatula to break up the pieces so that it's nice and crumbly. And the next step after the pork is browned is you can drain the fat, but you'll notice there really isn't a lot of fat to be drained. So I think I'm just going to leave that in there because it gives it a little bit more flavor. So once the pork is brown, you add your 1 cup of finely minced carrot.
Okay.
And also 1 cup of diced mushrooms. And you just want to cook that for about 4 or 5 minutes till the carrot is softened.
It's very colorful.
Yeah. After the carrot's softened a little bit, you want to add your minced green onions. Okay. And again, that's 1 cup. A little bit of water, so about 2 tablespoons.
Why are we adding water?
It just holds it together a little bit more because we're going to be wrapping it in the lettuce.
Okay.
And that's the same for the hoisin sauce. And this is something that you add for flavor and also to hold the meat together. And it's about 1/4 of a cup, but I'm just going to pour it on because I like to see if it's sort of holding together properly.
So it should be a darker color once we stir this all up?
Yeah, you'll find that it sticks together a little bit more and it's going to be easier to wrap than without the sauce.
How many people does this recipe serve?
This recipe should serve about 4 people. It makes about 8 wraps, so it depends. If you're using it for an appetizer, it would, you could have 1 or 2 each. If it's serving for dinner, it might only serve about 2 people. Our meat is cooked. We're going to start wrapping the fresh pork lettuce wraps.
Okay.
And we have Boston or butter lettuce, which is a nice soft lettuce. And we just put a little bit of the filling in the middle. And you can either present it just like that in a cup, or you can wrap it. So sort of roll it and tuck in the ends.
What lettuce works best for this recipe?
The Boston or butter lettuce works pretty well. Romaine lettuce, anything that's soft, you want to cut out that hard rib part just so that it bends a little bit easier.
Okay.
It takes a bit of practice.
What types of sauces or dips would you recommend with this recipe?
It's great with peanut sauce or plum sauce. We also use a little bit of the chili garlic sauce if you like something hot.
Well, it sounds great. Where can somebody go to get more information on this recipe?
Our website, putporkonyourfork.com, has some great recipes.
Well, thank you very much, Kimberly.
Thanks, Tracy.